I wasn't planning on filming any more content at home until I got my new microphone that I ordered from Amazon. The same microphone we actually used in episode 80 of the Firestorm podcast. That mic was really good, and Gus explained that it cuts out literally everything, like apart from what's said into the very end of it. So I just bought that microphone. I was going to use that because I actually got a few videos I want to record. I've got a few ideas of things I want to do. But the mic hasn't arrived yet, and I thought this was kind of semi-urgent, semi-important to witness because of how big a deal this is. So, RWBY Beyond is a 4-episode little series just with extra content to cap off Rooster Teeth, in a way. And since Rooster Teeth is closing, I believe, like next week at the time of recording, they put the last 2 episodes up on Rooster Teeth on the website, and they're available to view. So I thought, screw it, I'm going to just do a reaction to all 4 episodes all in one video, similar to what I did with the episode 11 animatic. So yeah, I'm going to just put them all together. I'm going to watch them all, react to them all, talk a bit in between them, and yeah. So if you, but luckily RWBY has some good news. During one of their last live streams, they announced that discussions about getting RWBY a new home have actually been going very well, but they can't share anything just yet. So at the time of recording, things are looking up, which I'm very happy about, like ecstatic about for RWBY. So I am going to start watching RWBY Beyond. The first episode is Junior Detectives. And if you know anything about the Junior Detectives, you know that you either love them or you hate them. I thought the Junior Detectives was just a funny idea for RWBY Chibi. I remember the gag started in volume 2, I believe, when Sun and Neptune got their Junior Detectives badge during like that last big fight at the end of the volume, and then they did nothing to help with the fight. They just fist bumped over the badges. So it was kind of stupid in my mind, but let's see. I'll read the description for each episode as well, because why not? If there's a description. Yes. Oh, okay, yeah. The Junior Detectives take on their toughest case yet. That's it. Alright.
It was storming the night the case file came in. I've never had a file turn my stomach quite like this one did. I remember it like it was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
Dude, come on.
I'm sorry. Accuracy is important.
The classic "it was yesterday" joke.
He's missing.
Missing Team RWBY.
And John too.
Yeah.
Thankfully,
and
no
Jean.
case is too difficult for.
I'm glad they care about
detectives.
My God.
Excuse me.
It's just as terrible as I remember.
Interrogate the suspects.
Witnesses.
What do you remember? Tell us everything.
Pretend this is Ren.
But I'm happy to cooperate and aid your investigation to the fullest extent that I'm able to.
But like always, pulling information is like pulling teeth.
Did you not hear what I said?
This story checks out. Next!
I already told you. I wasn't even there. Plus, I don't talk to cops. Or
Crow impersonation is on point though.
Ow! No, it's me, remember?
On to the next perp.
I told you to stop calling me a perp. Do you even know what perpetrator means?
Of course
Nora
I do.
impersonations are alright
For all
too.
we know, you are the perpetrator.
Guys, not even Ozpin and Oscar know what happened to them. We were told not to fall, and they fell. That's it.
Wow, that's how serious that got.
We're lost. No leads.
Leadless.
We engaged in
they
spirited debate, squeezing our genius brains of every last drop of detective juice.
He's got the school S for son. That's funny.
Until I've got it.
Nice. I mean, what is it, fellow detective?
People like
Headmasters.
grapes.
Professor Osmond
Oscar.
and Professor Theodore.
Professor
You
Theodore.
could say that it makes sense that the two are meeting up a lot.
I don't think we've seen Professor Theodore.
Something just didn't feel right.
The headmaster in Vacuole, okay.
Do such a thing.
Using our ultimate stealth and disguise skills, we were able to follow Oscar
Oscar.
and eavesdrop in one of their meetings. We were
Osborne,
shocked.
Oscar, true.
Startled even.
It wasn't just Oscar,
Oh, look at him!
but Winter and Raven. Two maidens.
Hello.
Even more interesting, a mysterious girl was there too. Could she be the summer
I
maiden?
already told you, there's no way. Besides, there's no more room on our suspects board. No more new characters.
Why not?
I mean perps.
But then,
Well, Theodore looked cool.
really hear anything?
The Summer Maiden, Winter and Raven. That's an interesting
I told you the
duo.
whole story, and now you're all caught up. And why do you look so angry? Oh no, please spare us.
Well, a little bit silly.
I guess the location
But-
of Team RWBY and John is still a mystery.
I just hope they know that we haven't given up. And I hope they haven't given up either.
Well, look, as ill-advised as their approach to trying to locate Team RWBY is, like, and John, at least they're being nice about it. Alright, so that was interesting. We got a look at Professor Theodore, head of the school in Vacuo. That's awesome. That is really interesting. So that was fine. I'm not really too fussed about that episode. Like, it is what it is, really. Like, what do you want to say about that one? It was an interesting look into Sun and Neptune's reaction to dealing with the loss of them, and Nora and Ren offering support. I think that made sense with their characters, like, especially if this was a bit after the animatic of episode 11, a bit after that time, sure. Makes sense. And, yeah, Theodore looked cool. Summer Maiden. Who knows? Who is she? We don't know. I hope we find out. And, well, maybe we'll find out one of them. I don't know. Okay, RWBY Beyond episode 2, A Knight's Journal. Jean tries to develop a new perspective.
This is the very first entry in what I guess is about to become my journal. Just feels
Okay.
like something you do when you want to keep your daily life in perspective. And now that I've been young and old and young again, it's not always easy to
No.
keep things in perspective these days.
No, that's
No,
fair. And this is
Lost
the
it for a little bit there.
song from the Volume
Being
9
back with my team
soundtrack.
helps, even though
Aw, Ren and Nora, at least.
Ren and Nora have their own thing they're working through, and
Yeah, but at least they're hanging out.
I'm not the same boy they knew. I'm the rusted knight.
Mm-hmm.
Nora loves reminding people of that, by the way. They usually just look at her like it's some kind of inside joke they're not a part of.
But no, it actually was true. It
These days I'd
happened.
rather forget. I guess I was the rusted knight, but the rusted knight wasn't really me. Who is Jean now?
Who is Jean? That is yeah, okay.
Lately,
Alright.
I've been spending more time with the person I thought might relate most.
That's nice.
And how is that journal going?
We get to hear him as well. That's awesome.
I haven't quite started yet. Soon, though.
It'll help.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't feel like anything will.
This is a bit more of
Don't
what
get
I
me wrong,
expected.
I'm not unhappy to be back. I just feel out of place. Like I've left the world by and it's done the same.
You've been gone for, what,
Believe
40
me, I
years
know
or
what
some
that's
shit?
like.
I don't blame you.
I've been the subject of a couple of fairy tales myself.
You mean Osborne has, right?
Of course.
Oh, no.
If you're not sure where to start,
That
I
sounded
do
more
have a
like
suggestion,
Osborne now than ever.
if you'd like.
Sure.
Think about the good times. What little they might have been that you
Oscar's
spent in the
more and
ever
more, like, after the animatic as well.
Just focus on the positive.
He's turning
No,
into
not like
Osborne.
that. It might be able to help you remember what it was all for. And rewrite the story in your own way.
Rewrite the story.
The good times.
Hello,
I remember Alex and
Alex.
Lewis. Those early days of getting to know each other were magical. It's like I was living someone else's life. For me, the secret that I knew a little of what was happening to all of us was exciting. Lewis was a puzzle, since he wasn't part of the story I knew, but he figured out really quickly that I knew more than I was letting on. We
Okay.
compared notes on Remnant. Oh, they couldn't believe I was from the faraway future. I couldn't believe they were from Vacuo. Back before the war.
Vacuum before the war.
Huntsman. I remember the first time we tried to shop at the Garden Acre. They didn't have days of the week, so they invented one. Splatter Day, just for us humans. You know, for a while, they ended up having Splatter Day every day.
This art of Alex and...
But every Splatter Day,
it's really
there was
nice.
a farmer's market. Only, instead of buying produce, you bought farmers who would grow it for you for a little bit. We would roast things by the fire every night.
It's a concept that works, I guess.
But it was those campfires I remember most. Lewis writing everything down in his journal. The story he'd one day tell, to help lead my friends to me.
Yeah, right.
Oh, and in those early days, every night around the campfire, when I tell them my story, my adventures, oh, they always seemed so amazed. Which was weird, because it was just my life. The mistakes I'd made. And the times I'd gotten lucky. It was like having my team back. People around you who
John's voice sounds like a
more
mixture of
than
his
you
young
are.
voice and old voice.
Or maybe they see you
Oh.
in a way you can't see yourself.
Is
It's
that
the same kind of warmth that a good
the
fire
Volume
brings.
1 gear? I'm Pyrrha. I saw them in Volume 1. Oh,
I see those campfires all across Vacuo at night.
so
And
nice.
I wonder what people are sharing, what they're building, the hope they're stoking, and what they'll be saying when this is all over. I guess maybe there's something to this after all.
Perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think we're gonna make it?
Around that campfire. Did it matter?
No. No, I guess it didn't.
Wow, that is touching, man. That's really good. Especially with the context now of RWBY. Miles Luna, dude, underrated as a voice actor. Completely underrated. That was really nice. That was... Sorry, my head's itchy. That was really nice. I reckon... Miles, fucking props to you there. And the additional context of now, like, of the situation RWBY and Rooster Teeth are in, the whole "do you think we'll make it" ending, that hits a bit different. Like, wow. That was really nice. See, that is a bit more of what I expected from this. Just more details of the story around and after Volume 9. And I thought it was going to be, when I first heard about it, it was like during and after Volume 9, but I think maybe with everything that's happened, they're now just focusing on the after, which makes sense. That was really good. That was what I wanted, and I swear Miles was making Jean... Maybe this is just going to be his voice now, like, should it continue? A bit of a mixture between the young and old. Because it definitely sounded like he was mixing both in there. But hearing a bit more about Jean's time during that long ordeal in the Ever After, I appreciated that. That was good. And him seeking solace with Oscar also makes a lot of sense. Because he feels like he has led another life where Oscar is currently leading another life. So, very good. That was very nice. So, beyond episode 3, The Adventures of Somewhat. This will be interesting. Somewhat, huh? He's back.
Deep in the branches of the great
And
tree stood
RWBY
a
narrating it.
somewhat brave creature,
Hello.
ready to start a new journey with their trusty steed, Juniper.
I can do this. I can do this.
You got this somewhat.
We can do this. Together, We can do anything.
So this is
They were right to be somewhat nervous.
just after they left.
Having a new purpose can be tough. And this was an important one at that.
Let's go!
You
Look at him
see,
go.
Things had been a bit different in the ever after
Oh,
lately.
the cat was gone.
Tasked by the blacksmith, they were given a somewhat ambiguous quest. Find what feels wrong. When asked where to look, the blacksmith
Find
simply
what
replied,
feels wrong.
do what your heart desires.
Do
what feels right. Still somewhat unsure of where to go, they first followed their hearts to the newly rebuilt acre of the genial gems.
The genial gems.
Wow. Everything looks so shiny.
Wonderful.
Excuse
They're
me.
back.
Excuse me. Have you seen anything out of the ordinary?
They were somewhat sad to be ignored, but also marveled at the gems' concentration.
They're working
You
hard.
see, the gems once had a hero that helped them day in and day out. But because of that, they thought not of themselves.
Aw.
Oh, we do not mean to be rude. We are just busy, said a nearby gem. The more that we help ourselves now, the more we can help others in the future. I, however, am currently resting, an important part of physical activity, so I can assist you. It makes me happy to make you happy, the gem exclaimed. It makes me less happy to tell you that we have seen no ordinary or out of ordinary things of late. Just ourselves.
Ruby narrating this is very cute.
Thank
It's very
you.
interesting.
Next, their heart desired a sweeter smell.
Oh, nice.
Did something bad happen?
Yes,
I hope everyone is okay.
but they're back. They're all working hard.
Yes, they reply. But we've all come together, and because of that, we're stronger. Finding nothing wrong, they were somewhat discouraged. Their heart led them nowhere. How may I assist you? The herbalist asked.
Bloody herbalist.
We're not yet ready to return to the tree. We still have our purpose.
I see. May I ask a small favor? There is an afterend in need. Please, do what feels right.
And after an in need. The Red Prince.
This place feels
Oh.
wrong.
Guided not by their heart, but an afterend in need, they entered the empty Crimson Keep. Typically ruled over by the loyal guards of the Red Prince, no such army appeared to be present. After searching and searching, they finally stumbled upon a lone occupant,
The Prince. There he was. There he is.
the Red Prince
Look
himself.
at him. He is so upset.
Where is everyone?
Without looking up, the prince muttered, I sent them away. How could one expect them to be ruled by someone like me?
Who is someone like you?
The prince's trance on the game piece finally broke, and the two locked eyes for the first time. You seem familiar.
As do you. I wonder if we used to be friends.
The prince smiled. I wonder. Please, sit. Let's play a game.
Oh, I'm so sorry, but I have a job.
As do I, the prince interrupted. And if you beat me, I'll happily help you with yours.
The Red Prince.
So, what is your
Okay.
purpose?
To win this game.
That doesn't seem very fair. What if my purpose was to win too?
Such is the way of our life.
What if it doesn't have to be? I'm still new here, but I've met loads of afterends and people that have grown and found new things to do, even without going to the tree.
Good. I guess.
Who knows? Maybe you could teach others to win.
It's hard to tell with the rules of the
Speaking
ever after.
of, I won! I think. I'm sorry.
After a long silence, the Red Prince finally spoke. Thank you for playing with me, little one. I've learned a lot.
That felt right.
It seemed that more than a somewhat big impression had been left on the prince, and there was one less wrong thing in the ever after. Their purpose complete,
What
they
did he
desired
do?
nothing more than a rest after their grand
Well-
adventure. Unfortunately, life is seldom
Hopefully
as
the prince is going to
straightforward.
do something for the better. What?
That's when they saw someone that they were somewhat not prepared to see.
What?
You're back.
What? You're back? Whoa. That was the same portal. So you're saying that there's another portal to get back to the Ever After? Or maybe no. Was it the blacksmith? Or was it just Ruby? That is fascinating. What are the rules? What are the rules? I don't know. Wow. Alright. Okay. That is interesting. Okay. Alright. Next up is the last episode. That was also very good, I will say. Episode 3, very good as well. I think episode 1's kind of been the only dud, but they at least gave a bit of context towards, like, here's Theodore, and he is potentially the Summer Maiden. So they gave a bit of context to that, which I appreciate. And yeah, okay. I'm liking this so far. It's all been very interesting. A nice perspective of all these characters. An interesting look at the Ever After as well, considering like its lore is substantial and does impact RWBY. Like, it's not just a filler arc, guys. Like, the Ever After had a big impact on the world of RWBY, so this is very interesting. So the last one, RWBY Beyond, Boba. Yang plans a special outing for RWBY. Let's watch it. Yay. Look at them.
So, what exactly is this big surprise all about?
I wouldn't call it big exactly.
What? You've been hyping it up since
It's actually kind of small.
So, a small surprise.
It's more exciting than a surprise,
So, I should be excited.
but not too excited. Ugh, I don't know, maybe it's dumb.
Got it. Setting expectations to moderate for a surprise that may or may not
Setting
be good.
expectations to dumb.
Why are you being weird?
I'm not weird, you're the weird one. It's just been a while since we got to do the sisterly thing.
You're right. And if you make this no fun, I probably just won't ever want to be sisters again. See how dumb that sounds? Ow!
Excuse me. Are you Ruby?
Yep. That's me. I'm a Ruby.
You're the girl who sent the message. The one who brought the world together.
Oh my goodness, can we take a picture?
She's
Oh,
famous.
Yeah, happily. Okay, where do you want to take it? Am I taking the photo? I am
She's-
never getting used to that.
Still
You're
wanting
famous,
those normal
Ruby
knees,
Rose.
huh? Personally, I
Oh,
think it's about
normal
time everybody knew
knees.
how cool my sister is.
I never imagined all this. Here in Vacuo,
wow.
they need more than a mascot.
It's not too much.
Oh my.
You're not a mascot, though.
Seriously, Yang? You brought me to Boba!
She pug chipped.
Smoothies! The Boba!
They're just actual pictures of
So,
smoothies.
Is it the right amount of exciting?
Are you kidding? Why did you even downplay this?
It's Boba.
That brought back so many memories.
Apparently they closed up shop and patch and relocated here with the rest
What?
of the refugees from Vale.
Remember how we used
Boba's
to
a popular thing.
School?
It used to be a once-a-month treat, but by the time we were done at Signal, it was almost twice a week. Do you wonder why he's not here with everybody else. I know Crow said he's on assignment, but what's more important than here?
Maybe we don't have the full picture.
That's
I
interesting.
don't know. Some things you just need to be there for. Ruby, about what happened in the ever after.
Which part?
All of it?
Don't need an explanation. I think I get it. It doesn't even matter if I do completely.
The ascension.
Yang,
I understand my part in you feeling like you couldn't talk to anybody about what you were going through. And that it's hard to even know what you're going through when you're in the middle of it. I just need you to know you're not alone. You can't be alone. Not with the world the way that it is. And not with what we and our team have all been through. We're not going back to the version of Team RWBY where you put everything on your shoulders. Where we put everything on your shoulders. From now on, we do it together.
as it turns out, the hardest thing about being a leader is asking for help. I thought I wasn't allowed. Thank you, Yang. Bad news, though. I still don't know how to do it.
Well, maybe we need a code word. So we know when we're feeling overwhelmed but don't know how to ask.
How about... Boba?
Yeah. Boba.
By the way, you promised we would go shopping like weeks ago. When's that happening?
That's your priority right now?
That's wonderful and heartwarming. She pog-champed, which is a positive, and the normal knees reference. Literally, a reference to episode 1. The whole normal knees thing. That is wonderful. That was really nice. And I like that. Like, sisters, that's one of the major criticisms that RWBY in prior years has received of, like, Yang and RWBY not... They're sisters, but they don't act like it a lot. And they did in volumes like 7 and 8 and stuff like that. They had their moments in prior volumes, but it was never truly emphasized a lot of the time, and that's why people had those criticisms. But something like that was wonderful. That was really, really good. And, like, everything it's RWBY Beyond is setting up makes sense with, like, everyone's in place for something. It is a shame, like, and they're putting hints down. We've got Theodore around, Oscar slowly turning more into Ozpin, Jean's battling with himself internally about who he is, and RWBY is now in a position where she knows she has to ask for help. She knows she has to be the leader, but is allowed to ask for help, but she's got to figure that out. And the whole Boba thing is really nice. That's heartwarming. So everything here was perfectly laid out, perfectly set, and truly nice and just wonderful. Everything here in RWBY Beyond is, like, wonderful. That was great. I am so happy to hear everything about it. But man, emotional, very emotional. I am hoping soon-ish, in the coming weeks, in the coming months, we learn about RWBY's fate. It seems like it's going in a positive direction, but things can always change. But everyone was hopeful. Everyone is in a good mood, especially with the last comments they made about RWBY and how they, like, finding partners is going well. Like, it looks like it's going well, and it will happen. So we just gotta remain hopeful that RWBY can find a new home, and however long it takes to make Volume 10 and finish it, we'll be here for it. So that's all for now. That is all of RWBY Beyond. And I believe that's all of the last of the RWBY content we're going to have for a long while. So I'm probably just going to not do anything. If there is, like, I reckon the only actual, like, content I'll make after this about RWBY is probably the announcement, like the official end point of where RWBY is ending up. So I'll make a video whether it's announced as cancelled or announced as finding a new home. In the meantime, please check out the Firestorm podcast, episode 80, the in-person podcast I was able to do with Gus. And if you want to see more RWBY content, might I recommend The Life and Timeline of Neapolitan, a video that I worked very hard on and it means a lot to me, about my favourite character in RWBY, Neo. That is all from me, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.